Chris here from Linkifi. I wanted to do a quick video explaining how we can quickly find journalists' emails outside of the typical avenues that we might use. So unlinked mentions are the scourge of any digital PR activity. You put all that effort into a brilliant pitch, you make it into the journalist story, they quote you, they use your comments, they even go so far as to mention your company or your brand name, but they don't include that juicy backlink. So what we need to do then, obviously, is begin the process of trying to encourage that journalist to go back into that article and add that backlink in. Now then, the first port of call would be to re-engage that journalist with any pre-existing communication, lines of communication that you may have undergone. So if you already have access to an email thread which you have been in discussion with prior to the publication of that story, obviously that's the first place that you want to go in order to nudge them into adding the link. Outside of that, we can use more expensive traditional PR tools such as Muckrack, which comes with a fairly weighty price tag. And obviously, if you're doing this yourself, that's not really a justifiable expense, perhaps. We can try the more traditional sort of B2B email tools, such as Apollo, which is a fantastic tool. However, it does tend to not include many journalists. It's a lot more B2B. So oftentimes you'll fall on deaf ears when looking for specific journalists using that platform, although it does have a significant number of free searches on a monthly basis. We can also use Hunter as well, but the problem with a lot of these email search platforms is you're relying on the journalist name, and if you have a common name, then it takes quite a long time to go through and look. So that's why I wanted to talk to you really quickly today about RocketReach. They have a free plan, so you get 5 searches per month, which again, if you're doing this on an individual basis, if you're operating PR for yourself, 5 unlinked mentions per month, maybe you're winning 10 to 20 links per month, 5 of those are unlinked mentions. It should be more than enough. And obviously, if you like the tool, then you can upgrade. I actually just use this in-house as a free option. Obviously, we have the paid journalist databases. The beautiful thing about this tool is we can search LinkedIn URLs for contact information. So it just cuts out a number of those cumbersome steps in order to go from identifying the correct journalist and then being able to get direct access to the email. So let's take an example. So if we were included in this article on the New York Post with an unlinked mention, the first thing you want to do is obviously identify the journalist. Once we click here, we can see the journalist. Sometimes you'll get like a direct LinkedIn here. If not, then what we want to do is copy the journalist name and go into your LinkedIn account. Can't type. And search for that journalist. So we found her here, and we can see that she works for the New York Post. It's the correct journalist. So all we have to do then is copy and paste the LinkedIn URL and paste that into the search bar. That is then going to open up available options, and we can see here it's identified this exact journalist straight away, and all we need to do is click the Get Contact Info button, and that's going to give us a direct email there, which we can copy and create our pitch to the journalist saying, thank you so much for quoting me in your wonderfully, beautifully executed and written article, but is there any way you could also add a link to my business by way of attribution? So I hope this helps. RocketReach, 5 free searches per month on a LinkedIn URL basis. So just 2 steps: identify the journalist, identify their LinkedIn URL, and you should be good to go. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and make sure to go and get those juicy PR links.